Talking with famous people.
Hello, my name is Host Tucker. I'm the host of Talking with Famous People, and in this episode, I'd like to discuss my current and ongoing dance with Temple City High School. So I live here in Temple City, and my daughter's graduated from Temple City High School now, finally, and so I have no more kid there, and they're probably happy to be done with me. Because there was a point during her high school career when they attempted to, without consulting me, get her to sign a paper saying that the school didn't have to accept notes from me anymore because they didn't like my notes that I was writing. And, I called them. I was like, no, that's not happening, you guys. And, it's like it wasn't even a difficult conversation. I just said, look, I am going to write notes if I feel the need to write a note. And I expect you guys to accept them. If you do, I'm easy. I expect a little. If you don't, we got a problem. Then I'm hard. And and I'll be very difficult, for sure. And I never heard another word about it. And so, but since it's happened is I've got my crop of graduating 8th grader debaters. I got 3 of them in Temple City, including the reigning policy semifinalist Edmund, who's one of my very best debaters of all time, frankly. I want that Temple City debate team. I want the Temple City High School debate team. They want me there. And so the mom has been pushing hard, Edmund's mom has been pushing hard to get me to go and try to coach. I said, yeah, I'll coach there, that's fine. She's been pushing on the admin, so I said, but they haven't gotten anywhere. Kids tried talking to the admin, moms tried talking to the admin, so, look, I've told you guys a million times, if you want to get this shit handled, you got to get me in there talking to the administrator. And then we'll get results. And so we went there again, and I watched for a while. I stood back and let the kids start it off, and the kids were talking to the administrator, and they were using, the reason I tied them at the last video, they were using that kind of language. They were trying to be very respectful with their language. And so they weren't using strong claims of any sort. They weren't using strong statements. They were just suggesting things and promising things and entreating and otherwise explaining why it's so important and all this other nonsense that does not win you the argument at all, right? And then I watched the mom go at it, Edmund's mom. And she was explaining how they've worked so hard and they deserve this and it's very important and it's time sensitive and blah, 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 blah. And the whole time this administrator was doing nothing but deflecting and saying no, basically. Just, look, so you've already talked to the principal, right? What did she tell you? Okay, well, and why, then I don't understand what you're back here for. We've explained this school, blah, blah, blah. They just fucking blowing them off, right? And I kept expecting my debaters to fucking wake up, but nobody did. So finally I said, okay, look, no, this is an untenable situation. It's discriminatory. You are putting them in a position where you are not allowing them to compete on a debate team for the school, and you are precluding them from getting that educational service in any other capacity. Now, it's not a situation that can maintain in its current status quo, so you're going to have to fix it. Then he walked away and got paper and started filling shit out and making shit happen. After all those sentences of affording him the position of hierarchy, which was designed to get him to come along to your side, it took one fucking sentence of telling him his place, right? Because here's the thing. He does have a place. It's called public servant. He works for the government. And he is there to serve the interests of these students. He has no private industry motivation to do well. He gets paid the same regardless of his performance. So it's up to the citizenry to go in there and inform him when he's doing an inadequate job. Nobody else in this group of people, the parent or the kids, obviously have a disadvantage, but the parent, they didn't seem to understand this at all. And I think that a great number of people go through the world thinking that they can get what they want on FE. You can get what you want on I will have your fucking balls in a sling. And I will have your head on my wall. That's where you get your results from. That's my theory anyway. If somebody's in your way, being persistently in your way, I called this guy, got no response. You know, this was not the first time we'd gone and talked to them, right? The onus has to be put on somebody, or else nothing ever happens. So that I wanted to tell this story because I feel it's important, and I haven't accomplished the outcome yet, but we will, for sure. Because all I said that meeting was one sentence. Next meeting I might say 2 or 3 sentences. And I mean, the last thing a public school administrator wants to deal with, the last person on earth a public school administrator wants to deal with, is me with a good case. And that's what this is. I mean, they can't, they're concurrently not allowing him to compete for the school and prohibiting him from competing in any other way. It's not acceptable. And I'm offering him a free, instant, no-hassle solution. This normally costs a lot of money, right? I'm going to go in there and coach for free because it's in my best interest in a lot of different ways. But normally that would cost a lot of money, but it's like what they care about is, well, in the status quo, I don't have this other thing to think about. Whereas what you guys are doing is suggesting I do have this other thing to think about. I don't like that. That's all the fucking that's all they're doing. They're not evaluating this calculus on any other metric but that. I think it's appalling. But regardless, that's why you gotta, there's no, first of all, you don't want to win by them being nice. You want to win by them scrambling to do their duty. Thoughts?
Yeah, I've certainly tried to FE dance on plenty of things. FE dancing's good for avoiding conflict, not necessarily resolving it.
Good distinction. Good distinction. That's a good one. I hadn't thought of it in that way. That's true. When I want to resolve conflict, when I want to win, it's different. But when I want to actually have resolution, when I want feelings to be smoothed over, and everybody happy, and you know, if the problem is someone's pissed, then for sure, FE is the way to go.
Okay, so what did I miss?
You missed the most brilliant 5 minutes of your entire life. It was
Eric pole danced.
I did. I pole danced.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And I used interpretive pole dancing to convey all of epistemology and ontology. It was amazing.
Did you wear heels?
Did I wear heels? No. I wore pasties, though. Pasties, because I wouldn't want to expose my actual nipples to you. That would be against the law. And how I watched my debaters do a terrible fucking job. Come in super weak, right? That when you come in weak, you think it might be safer because whatever you do, don't piss off the guy who's in charge of making the decision, because then they'll never make a decision in your favor. Not true.
Right.
Because it's not a matter of whether he's pissed off or not. You're not trying to anger him. You're trying to scare him. That's when people move, when they're scared.
Talking with famous people.